Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. And today we've got one that really has the dice loaded against it. It's really terrible. We could also include it in ripe for reissue as well, because it's very hard to find. And here it is. Berlioz, Romeo and Juliette with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, Seiji Ozawa with Julia Hamari, Jean Dupouy, and José Van Damme. Really a wonderful, wonderful performance, amazing performance, the best performance of Romeo and Juliette. It's stunning, but it always had, a bunch of strikes against it. God, many more than three. What were these strikes against this? Well, first, number one, it's Berlioz. I mean, Berlioz is one of those composers. Everyone says he's great, but he's more honored in the breach than in reality because he's so quirky and so individualistic and so eclectic, and his forms are all hybrids, and you can't pigeonhole him at all. And listening to him requires real concentration and dedication because his style is just so other. And even among the French composers, he was never successful in France. He was more successful in Germany. And then German nationalism happened, and Wagner, and so much for that. I mean, the guy couldn't win. So that's strike number one. Strike number two, it's Romeo and Juliet. Not one of his more popular works considered in toto. The excerpts, the Queen Mab Scherzo, the Grand Fête chez Capulet, and the love scene, the scène d'amour, and things like that. Well, they get played separately. But the entire work with chorus and all that, with the dénouement de Garrick, where, they all get together and live happily ever after. I mean, it was the kiss of death. Let's put it that way. Even though the music's absolutely marvelous and the choral writing is thrilling. It's gorgeous, fabulous. So there's that. I mean, it's a hard piece to pigeonhole. And it's very funny because there are plenty of other choral symphonies that aren't any more like, better. Well, and there aren't any better, and they get played all the time. I mean, now people are doing Kolervo every 15 minutes. Go figure. Or the Faust Symphony, or, just no reason not to do this one. We all know the story. It's a very good story. So there is that. Then there is strike number three, as far as I know. It's Ozawa. And Ozawa has several mini strikes. Mini strike number one was that he was Japanese, and there was a certain prejudice attached to him doing anything Western that competed with other things Western. Second, he wasn't Charles Munch, who, of course, did this, and with the Boston Symphony, although it was in mono. I think it was in mono. And it was a very good performance. Munch was the Berlioz guy. So Ozawa coming in and doing Berlioz, well, he was a very different conductor temperamentally. He was more modest. He was more retiring. He wasn't one to get all steamy and crazy the way Charles Munch could. But he was very, very stylish and precise. And in the way that Berlioz is. And he wasn't averse to excitement. And he had the Boston Symphony, which, of course, was the great Berlioz/French orchestra in the world, in the universe, especially when this was recorded, which was in 1976. Really, really first class. Ozawa and Boston were in their prime then. They were just firing on all cylinders. Absolutely marvelous. So that was fine. But he wasn't Charles Munch, and people weren't going to give him credit. People prejudge what he's going to do, and they hear what they tell themselves they're going to hear. But this performance is stunning. I mean, the Queen Mab Scherzo is just it's breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. It's phenomenal. I mean, the ball at the Capulet's house is elegant and exciting, and the woodwinds crackle and sparkle at the top. It's just phenomenal. Oh, it's wonderful. And and the love scene is not too trudgy. It really is. It's beautiful and it's warm and it's you know, it's just a gorgeously played, gorgeously recorded performance, beautifully sung by everybody involved. And even though there really have been quite a few recordings of Romeo and Juliet, I mean, Colin Davis did it like 3 times or something like that. And of course, there's the Muti, which is really, really fine with Philadelphia. Dupouy did it, so. I mean, Toscanini did it, which is kind of amazing. So yeah, it hasn't lacked for recordings, and it hasn't even lacked for good recordings, but it doesn't stay in the catalog. It doesn't get promoted. It doesn't get any attention, and this was the thing. I mean, trying to find this, on CD was like an ordeal from the minute that it came out. It never should be out of print. Every time Ozawa's Berlioz comes out, they push his Damnation to Faust, which is marvelous. It really is marvelous. It's wonderful singers, and so that's a terrific performance too. It really is. His Symphony Fantastique was not as great as these things, and I really believe that this was just one of the highlights of his tenure in Boston, and as such, it is not only one of the greatest recordings ever, especially because it's Berlioz and because it's not Munch, but it should never have been deleted. It is ripe for reissue as well. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.